He is universally worshipped as the frantic, schoolboy-uniformed guitar god of AC/DC, but Angus Young actually played his earliest gigs dressed as a literal gorilla Spider-Man and a parody of Superman called Super Ang before finally settling on his iconic look. In the early 1970s, the band was desperately searching for a memorable stage gimmick to stand out in the crowded Australian pub scene. Young cycled through a series of increasingly ridiculous, humiliating Halloween-style costumes, completely failing to look intimidating. It wasn't until his sister Margaret pointed out that he always ran straight from his high school classes to band practice without bothering to change his clothes that she suggested he wear his velvet school uniform on stage, accidentally inventing the most iconic visual trademark in hard rock history. During the recording of the blistering title track for the 1977 album Let There Be Rock, Young was pushing his Marshall amplifier to its absolute physical limits in the studio. In the middle of recording his massive, frenetic guitar solo, the amplifier overheated, caught fire, and literally began melting down, filling the room with thick black smoke. His brother, rhythm guitarist Malcolm Young, fiercely screamed at him through the glass to keep playing. Angus completely ignored the flames and finished the solo, and that exact melting amp take is the one you hear on the final legendary record. Young's legendary stage move, violently throwing himself onto the floor and spinning around in circles while spasming and soloing, wasn't a choreographed stunt. Early in the band's career, he tripped over a thick guitar cable and brutally face-planted onto the stage. To completely hide the embarrassing mistake from the audience, he pretended it was entirely intentional, immediately going into a violent, convulsing seizure on the floor while continuing to play. The crowd absolutely lost their minds, and he was forced to make the chaotic move a permanent part of the show. AC/DC is historically famous for being one of the hardest-drinking, grittiest bands in rock history, largely driven by original frontman Bon Scott and Angus's brother Malcolm. In staggering contrast to his wild, chaotic stage persona, Angus has been strictly teetotal his entire life. While the rest of the band was destroying hotel rooms and drinking themselves into oblivion, Angus would routinely retreat to his room after a massive stadium show, drink a gallon of chocolate milk or a cup of hot tea, and completely avoid the rock star party scene. Young plays with such terrifying physical intensity and sweats so profusely under the massive stage lights that his perspiration acts like a corrosive acid on his instruments. His sweat regularly completely rots the wood of his signature Gibson SG guitars and rusts the metal pickups from the inside out. It became such a massive, expensive problem on tour that Gibson eventually had to custom engineer completely waterproof, sealed electronics specifically just to survive his violent, sweat-drenched performances.